Okay, good evening, everyone. We're continuing with 3 minutes of Tehillim. We are up to Perek, Kuf, Chaf, Gimel, getting close to the end of the Sefer Tehillim. This Perek, Psalm 123, is a very short Perek, 4 psukim long. Shir HaMalos, Elecha Nasasi Es Einai, right? The Song of Ascents, it is to you that I raise my eyes. Hayoshvi Bashamayim, those who dwell, or you who dwells in the heavens. Hine che'enei avadim el yad edonehem, like the eyes of the servant unto the hand of their master. Ke'enei shivcha el yad givirta, like the eyes of a maid servant to the hand of her mistress. Kein einenu el Hashem Elokeinu ad shechanenu. So is our eyes to our Hashem until He gives us favor. There's one phrase, one word really that keeps appearing over and over again, and that is our eyes. Our eyes should be like this, our eyes should be like that, our eyes are to the heavens. What does this mean? In general, what's this idea of the eye? When you see like the image you think of, when you see someone looking up to the heavens and going like this, what exactly are we doing? And what does it mean to have our eyes towards the heavens? Just on a very basic level, the heavens, God is in the heaven, well, God is everywhere. So what does it mean that we look at our eyes towards the one who dwells in the heavens? Another thing to ask is, the Torah specifically says, Lo b'shamayim hi. The Torah is not in heaven. It's not, out there. It's b'ficha bilvav chalaso, so it's within your hands to do. So what is this idea of shamayim, and what does it mean to look towards the heavens with our einayim, with our eyes? So we have a term for religiosity called yirei shamayim. People who are fear of heaven. So I once saw an article Rabbi Meir Twersky wrote. I think it's in the Yadrim Journal, which is the Boca Raton Synagogue Journal, and he has an article on Yirei Shamayim, and he has a beautiful explanation. I think this is based on what he wrote, but it's my own version. We think of Yireh as fear, but Yireh also is related to the word Yireh or Ro'eh, to see. And when you think of Shamayim, it's Sham, it's over there. It's when we think of Yireh Shamayim, is really we have a certain aspiration, a certain vision where we're setting our sights above where we are. We're setting our sights beyond Sham, over there. We're looking up, and the focus becomes not on myself and my little small narrow Dalit Amos, but I'm looking beyond. I'm looking towards the heavens. Obviously Hashem is everywhere, but it's a basic awareness. When we look towards the heavens, there's certain things that are beyond our reach. There's a higher power. We're not in control. Sometimes you also have another vision of a person praying, and they just go like this, like, I'm not in control. Like, I can't, I'm opening my hands almost like to say, like, I can't close my hands around. I can't control what happens in this world. And that's perhaps what we're saying. We look towards the heavens. We look outwards. We think that there's something beyond me, and there's something that I cannot control. And I'm turning to that power. I'm turning to that koach in the world. That's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Another thing that I noticed in the Mefarshim quote is a Zohar. But going back to that original pasuk, the pasuk says, Hayoshvi Bashamayim, those who dwell in the heavens. A very strange word. It should just say Hayoshev Bashamayim. Why does it add on the little yud? So the Zohar says that little yud is the pintel yid. It's the little spark, the yud inside every single Jew. So when we look towards the heavens and we think aspirationally and we think beyond of our just a little small sphere of influence, and we think there are sights to set our eyes upon, in fact, there's a reverse sort of work at play, that we think that there's something beyond us, then we were reminded of something that Hashem has that's really a spark within us, and that really can empower us. So we think beyond ourselves, and that's the little yud that reminds us that Hashem has the koach, but at the same time, He's planted inside of us, that spark. And it's sort of this back and forth. There's a calling to look beyond myself, and then it's almost like reflecting, okay, so what are you going to do about it? What can you do with your koach, with your neshama that Hashem up in heaven has given you? Lo b'shamayim. So it starts to look up the shamayim, but lo b'shamayim, because b'ficha l'vav chalaso. So you have to take that inspiration, that transcendent moment, and do something and bring it down to earth.